Well, live now, Chair.
Okay. Thank you. Right. Good afternoon, everybody, members, officers, and members of the public and all interested parties. Welcome to Northumberland County Council Strategic Plan Committee on the 2nd of March 2021. This is a virtual meeting because of the government COVID-19 restrictions. So there's been slight change to what's the normal procedure, and I'll run through that now. Can I just say to the members, could you please keep your microphones on mute unless you're speaking? There are changes to the public speaking protocol, and this means that members of the public obviously don't appear in the council chamber, but they have a written submission, which will be read out by an officer. This meeting is live now and can be seen at a later date on youtube.com/Northumberland TV. So the legal officer will ask each member in alphabetical order to indicate the presence, and the Democratic Services officer to announce, record any apologies received. And then we'll go through the minutes of the meeting and then over to the application. So with that, can we go to Melanie first? Melanie, to ask for, in alphabetical order, the attendance, please.
Yes, Chair. If you can just confirm your attendance by unmuting your microphone, confirming and then muting again, starting with Councillor Armstrong.
Present.
Thank you. Councillor Bowman.
Present.
Councillor Dodd.
Present.
Thank you. Councillor Flux.
Present.
Thank you. Councillor Foster.
Present.
Thank you. Councillor Gibson.
Present.
Councillor Gobin.
Yeah.
Councillor Heppel.
Present.
Councillor Horncastle.
Present.
Councillor Lang.
Present.
Councillor Lang, I don't know whether I think your video is off. I'm not sure if you want to put it on, but just to let you know. But as long as you can hear everything, that's the most important thing, and as long as you can also see. Councillor Reid.
Present.
Thank you. Councillor Renner Thompson.
I've received apologies from Councillor Renner Thompson.
Apologies. Thank you. Councillor Robinson.
Present.
Councillor Stewart.
Present.
Councillor Swithenbank. I don't think is attending, and Councillor Thorne.
Present.
Thank you.
Thank you, Melanie. So, Leslie, go over to you. We've got, we'll better put Ian Swithenbank down as his apologies. And who else have you got?
Councillor Renner Thompson.
Right, okay. So, disclosure of members' interests. Councillor Reid.
Thank you, Chair. Yeah, I'm a director of Advance Northumberland, which is the proposer of the application we've got in front of us. So I'm going to withdraw from the meeting. But before I do, I did send you an email. This is slightly off, and I just wondered if anybody else got that letter in this magazine, rather than was I the only one?
I didn't get it. I just got your email.
Yeah, very weird. I mean, it's the weirdest thing. So I don't know why they picked on me. So anyway, there we are. Thank you very much, Chair.
Pick you out of the whole committee. They must think you're seriously important. leader in 3 months' time.
Lord knows. They're obviously looking at an out of date list of who's in charge of what, I think. Anyway, it's been an enormous pleasure to see you all, and it's good to see Councillor Bowman looking a lot better than last time I saw him. And I look forward to seeing you shortly.
Cheers, Jeff. Thanks very much.
Yes, bye.
Right. So, any more disclosure of members' interests? Doesn't appear to be.
Councillor Robinson.
Sorry, Malcolm.
Exactly the same reason as Councillor Reid, Chair.
Okay, so are you going to leave the meeting now?
I will.
Okay, thanks for attending, Malcolm. Thank you very much.
Thank you.
So I'll just go with the screens. Is any more declarations of interests? I don't think there will be. Okay, so with that determination, the plan applications, and that is, well, I will.
Chair, can I just interject? Sorry, I don't think you've attended to item 3, which is minutes of the previous meetings. I think there are some this time.
Oh, I missed that. Second time I missed it. Yes. Minutes of the previous meeting held on Tuesday, the 2nd of February. Is it agreed that they were a true record?
Move as a true record, Chair.
A lot of thumbs going up. Is that okay, Melanie?
Yes, that's fine.
Okay, sorry about that. Right, the determination of plan applications for any interested parties who are watching. How this works is I will introduce the application, and before the officer starts his presentation, we'll ask if there's any questions on the site visit videos, and then invite any members' questions on those site visit videos, and then so the plan officer, and then we go to the if there's any public written representation, and then it's over to the committee members to ask questions to the plan officers, and then the debate, which is started by a proposal on the second day. So with that, we shall go on to the actual application. It is here, obviously, because it's an advanced application, so it had no option but come to committee. And it is application 20/03097/FUL. Proposed erection of roadside services comprising a petrol filling station and ancillary retail unit, drive-through coffee shop, and associated landscaping and works at land north of Benicia headquarters, Ashwood Drive, Ashwood Business Park, Ashington. So before Ryan does his presentation, is there any questions on the site visit videos? Can't see any. Okay, Ryan, over to Ryan Salisbury. Okay, Ryan.
Yeah, thank you, Chair. I'll just present my screen. Right. So yeah, just as an update to members prior to the presentation, condition 10 outlined within the officer report has since been removed as the applicant has provided additional information to address this condition. One representation has also been received from a member of the public regarding the lack of electrical vehicle charging points at the site. I'll just read out that representation now. So that says, no mention of electrical vehicle charging points. Does a new petrol station make sense where new petrol and diesel cars are banned from 2030? Northumberland needs a massive expansion of electrical vehicle charging points, not petrol stations. Members will be aware that condition 12 of the officer report actually outlines the requirements for electrical charging points to be provided prior to occupation of the development. So yeah, just moving on to the presentation. Plan permission is sought for the construction of a petrol filling station with ancillary retail unit, drive-through coffee shop and associated landscaping at land north of Benicia HQ Ashwood Business Park. The application site is located to the eastern boundary of Ashton within Ashwood Business Park, which is recognised as a general employment zone. The A189 public highway bounds the application site to the east. These site photographs show the application site from the adjacent Ashwood Drive highway. Mature trees bound the site to the north and east, and whilst some of these trees have since been removed, a partial screen still exists between the site and the wider area. These site photographs show the neighbouring building currently occupied by Benicia, whilst the overhead view shows existing units on site. A general industrial building was also permitted to the northwest of the application site at Strategic Committee last month. The proposed site plan shows the intended site layout with a new access created off the existing roundabout located within Ashwood's Business Park. Additional soft landscaping is proposed to the site frontage and also various other parcels of land within the site. These plans show the petrol filling station and ancillary retail unit, whilst also showing street scene views. as to how the site will be experienced in the business park. There've been no objections from consultees subject to recommended conditions. The application is therefore recommended for approval.
Right, thanks, right. Is that your full presentation there?
That's it done, yeah. I'm just closing that off now. There you go.
Okay, and Leslie, there is no public written representation this week, is there, this month?
No, Chair, there's been nobody registered to actually provide a statement.
Okay, I was just making sure. I obviously haven't got the email. So with that, we go to members' questions. So you can either use your electronic hand or just wave feverishly at the screen, and I'll whiz over the 3 screens. So who would like to go first? Councillor Flux.
2 very quick questions. One, is the fact that it's an Advanced Northumberland application the only reason this has come to committee? And 2, would the use of electric rather than petrol be in any way a planning consideration? I'm guessing it wouldn't, but I'd like that clarified. Thank you.
Okay, over to an officer.
Yeah, I mean, in regards to the first point, yes, it's solely sort of a planning committee with it being an advanced application. There's been no public objection or sort of representation apart from the comment regarding the electrical vehicle charging points. Or in terms of question 2, yeah, it's not a material sort of planning consideration, but I don't know if Rob wanted to add anything further on that.
Yes, thanks, Ryan. It's clearly that we're heading for the transition point between petrol and electric vehicles. There will still need to be what you call petrol filling stations in the future, both the transition to the vehicle stock, but also when you look at advances in super fast charging batteries, when you're talking about a 10-minute charge to give you 200 miles, I think this petrol station will be easily reconfigurable for that, because what you'll probably find is the need to have places where you can plug your vehicle in for 10-15 minutes and then go for a coffee. And this site has multiple types of facility on it. Long term, there's obviously going to be a real drive to incorporate domestic locations for vehicle charging, as well as all new supermarkets, etc. So it will be part of an overall transition, but petrol filling stations themselves will need to change, and that might or might not require planning permission depending on the scale of change required at each individual petrol station. Thank you.
Thanks, Rob. Any more questions? No electronic hands up. Anybody? I'll just whizzing through the screens here. Oh, Councillor Lang. Jim?
Just a quick question. It's probably nothing. It's nothing to do with development, really. Why is this not subject to a 106 agreement?
Through the chair, because it's considered that all the matters that we need to have control over, we can handle via the planning conditions rather than a legal agreement. Because legal agreements normally, like 106s, are for off-site works that you can't secure by planning conditions. So in this case, all matters can be secured adequately by condition. Thank you.
Right. Thanks.
Okay. Any more questions? No. Well, would somebody like to make a proposal? Councillor Flux?
I'll propose approval exactly in line with the officer's recommendation in the committee report.
I'm looking over the screen. I've got Jim Lang. Councillor Lang?
As the councillor for that area, I'd like to second that.
Okay, that's seconded by Councillor Lang.
Chair, can I just interject? I think Councillor Flux said, in accordance with the recommendation in the report, obviously there has been an update of the removal of condition 10. Can I just clarify that that's what you mean?
Yes, it does, Melanie.
Thank you. And that's seconded still,
Yes,
Councillor
that's
Lang.
okay.
Thank you.
Yeah, I was going to clarify that, Melanie, but thank you very much. Right, okay, so it's open for debate. I'll come back to you last, Barry, obviously, as the proposer? Any hands up? Going, no hands up. Barry Orty, oh, sorry, Councillor Rupert Gibson. Can you put your microphone on, Rupert, please? Thank you.
I would just like to say that this seems to be one of the easiest applications ever come across. I mean, there are no objections, no one in support, no general comments. The local councillors in favour, and I think I am as well. So, yeah, it's got to be a good one.
Excellent, thanks, Rupert. I'll just quickly look at the screens. Any more hands going up? No. Right, Barry, over to you with proposer.
Yeah, as per what Rupert Gibson has said, absolutely, it's the ideal location. I've driven past this many a time. I can't think where the next nearest proximity is. Probably the Asda store for petrol, and it would seem to me to be the ideal location for it. The issues to do with electric charging points are something that's going to affect the entire petrol station industry, not just this one site. And they're already thinking about it with having the coffee shop beside it and things like that. So, and let's look at it. If it was anyone else as the applicant, it wouldn't even come to this committee. So in that basis, I've recommended approval.
Thank you very much, Barry. Okay, it's over to the vote. Melanie, can you take the vote, please? This is voting. Barry's voting and offers a recommendation with the updates that Ryan had. Can you go take the vote, please?
Yes, if everyone can state whether they're for the proposal, against, or abstaining. Starting with Councillor Armstrong.
For.
Thank you. Councillor Bowman.
For.
Councillor Dodd.
For.
Councillor Flux.
For.
Councillor Foster.
For.
Councillor Gibson.
For.
Councillor Gobin.
For.
Councillor Heppel. For. Councillor Horncastle.
For.
Councillor Lang. Sorry?
For.
For, thank you. Councillor Stewart.
For.
And Councillor Thorne.
For.
That's unanimous, Chair.
Thank you very much. Permission is granted unanimously. Thank you, everybody. That is the only application today. I wish all applications were as easy as that one. So with that, we go to items for information. The appeals update is just for information, but anybody want to make a comment? Just quickly check the screens. No. And the next one is the Section 106 agreements update report, which is actually not a lot of information, but it is extremely useful. Rob, could you just say a few words on that, please? Is Rob still here?
Sorry about that. I was taking another call. Was that for me?
Yeah, I just quick, you know, we're starting to get this Section 106 agreement update report. I just wonder if you want to, it's just for information, but do you want to say a few words on it?
Yeah, this is one of the changes that we've made, and I'll be circulating it around all members as well. So what we've got now is an annual report which looks at all the 106 monies that we've collected and examples of schemes where we've used the money, and then it gives a report on outstanding balances and cash in hand and schemes we are waiting to get 106s in. I will circulate that around all members because it's probably of interest to all of you, and this is the new process we've introduced to get a clearer handle on how we monitor Section 106 agreements. We will also put a copy of the annual report on the website, and then you will get a report individually to each committee about matters that we've been chasing up in terms of Section 106s for that committee. So in total, I'm hoping it'll give a much clearer and transparent picture of how we are collecting 106 and what money we have to hand. Thanks, Colin.
Thanks so much for that, Rob. Much appreciated. So, Jim Lang.
Colin, can I just ask a question?
Yeah.
There's a lot of coastal mitigation money now.
Yeah.
From planning applications. Can that be included in your report? Because I get a lot of people asking me, where's the money going from coastal mitigation? And where's it being used?
Yeah. Okay. I will do. Oh, what I'll do is actually, we've been running the coastal mitigation now system for quite a few months. So I'll prepare a very short overview of where we are on that, where the money's being spent, and I'll circulate it around members of all planning committees.
Yeah.
The important issue with the coastal mitigation money is that this is the way that we address the concerns of natural England with all the statutory designation for protected bird species up and down the coast, which are international designations, not just national ones. And without this provision in place, each individual housing developer would need to resolve their impact with natural England. So the development industry regards this as, okay, it's a charge, but it enables us to sort out the work for them. Okay. But I will circulate a note on that so you can use it to circulate to your constituents if you're being asked about it.
Yeah.
Thanks, Jim. Good question. Thanks, Rob. Barry Fluke's got his hand up. Barry?
Rob's probably going to guess what I'm going to say. Is there any updates we could have on Section 278 agreements and how they are coming along in a similar manner?
Yeah. What Barry's probably aware is that I've recently put in place a new team manager for the highways development management function, and we are looking at how we can both speed up the 278 process and be more transparent over it. Because at the moment there's an issue that some of the delays are in fact caused by the belt and braces approach of covering issues in both the planning permission and in the 278 agreement. So we are looking at this, Barry, with a complete new approach, and I'll provide an update on that. Also, though, I think it's really a good point in that a live schedule of where we are on all the numerous 278s coming down the county would be useful. And I'll ask Chris Mead, who's our new head of highways, to look at that. Thanks. I'll make a note of that.
Thanks, Rob. Thanks, Barry. Any more comments on that? Don't think so. Okay, so next item on agenda is urgent business. I have not been alerted to any. So with that, that's everything for today. So can we, before we stop recording, I'd just like to say thank you to you all for turning up today. You've got a couple of hours of daylight left. Thank you to all the officers that we can see on the screen and the officers that we can't see on the screen for what they're doing. So thank you very much and see you next month.
Yeah. Thank you, Colin.
Thank you. Bye-bye. Bye.